This is the Grow Your Clinic podcast from Clinic Mastery. We help progressive health professionals to lead inspired teams, transform client experiences, and build clinics for good. Now, it's time to grow your clinic.
Welcome to the Grow Your Clinic podcast. My name is Ben Lynch, and today I'm joined by my co-host, Jack O'Brien. Jack, welcome to the episode.
Hey, Ben. Lovely to be on the other side of the proverbial virtual microphone.
Today, we're going to be talking about meetings, those lovely events that you have, especially if you're in a business partnership or have a leadership team, how you might set up your week with all the meetings you need to have so that you're making progress. They are very important. You don't want to waste your time, though. So, Jack, often I hear people say, we've got an admin meeting or a director's meeting, and it might be half an hour or 45 minutes. And the list to cover each week or each fortnight is huge and it's varied. Mm-hmm. What have you found useful to having the meetings that need to happen and also making progress on those items?
Oh, look, meetings is a funny one, Ben, because most people hate meetings. And, to be fair, I probably hate meetings too. I read a really powerful book called Death by Meeting by Pat Lencioni. I'm a Pat Lencioni fanboy, Ben.
Wow, fanboy, yeah.
Oh, look, if they created posters of him, I would have them on my wall. I don't know what my wife would think about that. But nonetheless, look, meetings, typically people would rather, die or public speak than have to go to meetings. And so, but by the same token, they're really important. They're actually vital. Now, here's the thing. In the 21st century, in 2019-20, there are tools available that mean we can really cut back on the meetings that we need to have. Our friend Joel from Clinico, Joel Friedlander, is a huge advocate of asynchronous communication, which means we don't all need to be in the one place at the one time. We can have ongoing conversations at our leisure online on things like Slack. That being said, Ben, face-to-face meetings are super important. It allows us all to get on the same page. I guess, to answer your question with the question, two podcast hosts in one is quite a debacle. But what do you think the benefits are of being face-to-face at the same time, or at least virtually, in meetings? Why are meetings better than asynchronous communication?
I find you can get into some robust discussion and provide a lot more context. Personally, I like the structure that we run with, which is a different channel in Slack for the different functional areas of the business so that, comms aren't getting spread and mixed up like spaghetti. So there's different actual channels that we work in. And then coming to those meetings, what we're able to do is put our thoughts down in Slack or suggestions or ideas, and then come and have a bit more robust discussion. I think the way that we operate as well is from a place of, here's my proposal. There could be a perspective I'm missing out on. So I think we have a very open-minded approach to meetings going, this is what I want to do. Let's discuss, is there another perspective that I'm missing? And I find that works really well through discussion. And also a lot of tonality is lost or missed in written word, which might happen just purely through Slack. So I like those robust discussions face-to-face.
Yeah, you're right. There is definitely context that you can pick up in a verbal face-to-face environment that you can't always get through other channels. And so that context is important. There's also, the opportunity for real-time feedback is really useful. We can get things done really quickly in conversation that otherwise we would have to wait for. And so those are really useful. When you said using Slack to guide your meetings and contributing to agendas, how does that practically play out in Slack for us?
So number one, we've got a different channel for each topic or functional area of the business. For instance, marketing, operations, numbers, team. And then each week we have a meeting, and we'll put a thread there in Slack and say, meeting agenda for this date. And then everyone who's coming to that meeting has to reply in the thread with anything they want to contribute or talk about at that meeting in that thread. And that's one of the rules to showing up to the meeting, that we don't really like last minute things to pop up because we're going to run to that agenda Plus, we also have those ongoing projects that relate to the 12-month plan that we're going to be talking about anyway, but it's more like what is top of mind in the last week or so that we have to add to the agenda, as well as executing on that 12-month plan related to that channel or functional area of the business.
It's a really good point. It allows people to contribute to an agenda and people not to be blindsided. No one likes to go into a meeting not knowing what's coming. And so an agenda thread allows people to prepare if necessary or to add their 2 cents before we get there, and really breaking it down granularly into different threads on Slack. We do that in our clinic. We have a finance meetings channel. And so we're putting comments in there. We have a marketing and communications channel, and a management or a leadership meetings channel means that your team can have robust discussion through the week ongoing and then come prepared to do in a meeting what you can only do in a meeting. No point flapping around doing things that we could have done offline or virtually. Let's have a robust discussion around idea, and let's challenge ideas, not the person, because it's a Teflon coated safe space, right? It's an opportunity to have robust conversation around ideas and leave, here's the other distinction, with clear actions. So how do actions and agendas play out in Slack for us, Ben?
I would find that the meeting is the clear point of where the decision is made. So just to put that in there, that you come to the meeting to make a decision and then take actions. And then within Slack, we then have a separate thread that will say actions from this meeting. And then each person is assigned or tagged into that, the person that's responsible for it. And then it's about going forward. That way we can clearly track when we come to the next meeting, what were the actions from that meeting? Oh, they're clearly documented here. Did we follow up on them? Do we need any further support to get them executed? So clear distinction. Meetings are for decisions, prepare for those decisions, and then clearly document the actions.
Love it. Absolutely love it. And Slack's a great place to do that on the fly. Just make sure you've got a scribe ready to go, or you can have it sitting next to Zoom if you're doing your meetings virtually. And that's how you can make the best of your meetings. That meetings might bring life, and it wouldn't be death by a meeting, Ben. There you go. That's my 2 cents on meetings.
Love it, Jack. Hopefully this has been helpful to the listeners here. A bit more structure perhaps to how you're using Slack, and also preparing for meetings to make quality decisions so that you can make progress with your actions immediately following those meetings that you have in the clinic. Jack, thank you so much for joining me on this episode. We're going to do plenty more of this. I'm looking forward to it. It's always great hanging out with you. And let's hope that your meeting today, tomorrow, or next week is productive. We'll see you on another episode very soon. Head over to clinicmastery.com for all of the show notes. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for tuning in to the Grow Your Clinic podcast. To find out more about past episodes or how we can help you, head to www.clinicmastery.com/podcast. And please remember to rate and review us on your podcast player of choice. See you on the next episode.